All right, thank you so much. I want to welcome you, our viewers. My name is Jeff Boro, and I'm going to be your host tonight. There are so many things that we are supposed to discuss, and that's why we are going to have some time here. Welcome those that are joining. Thank you so much. There are so many things that are happening in our country, Kenya. As you know, today, there are two bodies that were found for the missing young men. They were found in Kasarani. That is going to be subject of our discussion tonight. And we'll be asking ourselves, whom do you think is doing this? It's very unfortunate that we are losing very young people, under circumstances that cannot be explained by anyone. We have heard the president distance himself from the kidnappings that are happening. Even the IG has also distanced himself from the kidnappings. And the unfortunate bit is that these young people, after being kidnapped, very few of them survive. Many of them are being found dead. Who is doing this? So one of the young people that we have found today is called Ian Sigoi Res. This young man was found in Mwiki, Kasarani. We'll be asking ourselves, who is doing this? Who is killing our young people? Have they committed any crime that warrant them to be killed by anybody? And that will be part of our discussion tonight. Together with me, I have Mzalendo. Mzalendo, I know he is also very busy tonight. And as also you can see, I'm not in our usual studio. So we're going to have a very short discussion of around 2 hours or 1.5 hours. And then we're going to close the show. So we want to hear your views on the comment side. And I'm also going to put down the link for those who want to join us in this discussion. As I am discussing this, my heart is also very heavy to see that 2 bodies of young men were found dead in Kasarani. And we're going to be asking who is doing this. We have had our politicians blaming each other. Those who are on the side of the president, they are blaming those who are on the side of the former deputy president. And we have seen so many things happening. And the government that we have given the power to protect the people and to ensure that law and order is observed, they are not in a position to tell us what is happening, who is abducting our young people. We have the videos going around on the social media, on the main medias, and nobody is arresting those people who are kidnapping our young people. And that is why today I would like you to join me in the studio as we are going to discuss that. I'm going to drop the link there so that you can join me. And I'm going to give this opportunity to my colleague, Mzalendo, to say hi and to give his opening remarks. Mzalendo, hope you can hear me. Please say hi to people.
I can hear you.
Max.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for yet bringing in another show. And I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. If you have not seen each other this year, Happy New Year, and I hope you're all doing great. Mine is to say that it is unfortunate what is happening in the country, and we pray for the families who have lost.
Yeah, Mzalendo, it's like I can't hear you. You have dropped. But that is some Zarendo. He's also saying it is very unfortunate what is happening. We are losing the young people under unclear circumstances. And nobody is telling us, nobody is able to explain to Kenyans what is happening. And the big question that I'm having in my mind, do we really have a government? Because whether it is the government that is abducting the people, or it is not the government, or what Kenyans want is to be told what is happening, is to hear that those people who are doing this have been arrested. So far, nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been put behind bar. We have seen videos where young people are crying for help, begging that they should not be killed. But even after all that, the government is not able to explain to the people of Kenya what is happening. Where do we run to? Who is going to help the people of Kenya? So we have the news that the bodies of two missing men were found dumped in Kasarani at Kiabu. And I want you to join me and tell us what you think. Who abducted these young people? I am yet to find the name of the other one, but one of them is called Ian Sigoi
Uh, uh,
Reyes.
Mburu,
Yes,
sorry for.
Mzalendo, you had dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can proceed, sir.
yeah. I'm driving, so sometimes the network is dropping
Yeah.
on and off. Now,
Mhm.
my condolences to the families of those who have lost their loved ones. It is unfortunate
Yes.
that this is happening in our country.
Yes.
Kenya has come a long way uh, from
Yes.
from the colonial rule where the white men used to kill the black man,
Yes.
but now it is us killing each
Mhm.
other. And we are killing each other because of politicians
Yes.
who want to stay in power against the will of the people. Now, these things are very, very simple for William Ruto's government. Some of us supported the government, hoping that it will bring the change that we wanted. Kenya was moving right in the right trajectory, and William
Yes.
Ruto just implemented what Gen Zs were fighting for. Or I didn't even, not even the Gen Z, I didn't even gone back to the archives and withdrawn the National Accord, the 8 pointers of the Kriegler report. Then this country would be moving forward steadily and to the right direction. But right now, we are going back to the dark days in Kenya. We are going back to the Nyayo chambers in Kenya, where people
Mhm.
were tortured, maimed, and even killed. These are the days when Ouko's bodies were found in Gotalila, uh, acid poured on them without recognition. These are the days
Yes.
we are going back on the death of Archbishop Muge. We are going
Mhm.
back of on the death of people like Jacob it's called Juma. Yeah.
Yes.
So we are in a very tight and dangerous spot in Kenya, and I wish the political class, and this is
Mhm.
caused by the MPs who are in Parliament and in the Senate. There are those who are really against the abductions, like Senator Onyonka. I've seen Sifuna. I've seen the likes of Babu Owino. There are
Yes.
MPs who are standing out in Parliament to say that enough is enough. There should be no more
Now,
abductions. Yeah.
Mr. Mzalendo, sorry for interruption. I wanted to ask you a question. Now that the government has failed, seems to have failed to act or to give Kenyans the answer, what do you think we should do? What
And
do
now
you think is
what
the option
the
for common
what
judge?
what the Ruto's government is preparing what we call an alibi.
Mhm.
In case anything goes wrong, they already have an alibi. So what you are suggesting is anarchy. So anarchy is where there is no rule of law. If you meet a policeman, you beat them up. When they are coming to arrest a criminal who
Yeah.
is a criminal, you beat them up. That's what you're calling for. But that is anarchy. So we still have a government. We still hope that with the pressure from the civil society, demonstrations, and the international community, William Ruto's government will act. But in the absence of all that, then we, the people of Kenya, must rise up to the occasion and say, no, enough is enough. I've seen the women coming out on Monday to protest. Women only demonstration on Monday. This is a good
Yes.
start, and the men are urged to wear black on Monday, just in solidarity. Even if you didn't lose a son or a daughter in the demonstration, just be in solidarity and feel the pain of losing a child. This I said it, and I've continued saying it. The day a politician in parliament or in the Senate allied to Ruto's government child
Yes.
will be abducted, that is the day there will be the end of abductions. Right now, they don't feel the pain. They don't feel any pain at all.
You
At
can
all.
imagine. You can
Mm.
imagine, Muzarendo. These politicians, they don't care about the lives of the common people because it's not their children. And for me, I don't believe anybody
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to die because
Mm.
of power. Because
Mm.
anyone want to retain power or want to rise to power,
Mm.
nobody should lose life because life
Okay.
is something very, very precious.
Mm.
So, Muzarendo,
Mm.
Uh, I think you have seen the news that
Mm.
today two bodies were found in Kasarani of
Mm.
young people who have been critical of the government,
Mm.
and most of the people who have been abducted are those who have been criticizing the government of William Samoei Ruto. Now
Yes.
the president has distanced himself. He has said that he is not aware of
Mm.
anybody who has disappeared from the time he rose to power until now. He don't have any name of anyone who has been abducted or anyone who has gone to demonstrations and has gone missing. What is your take on that? Is the government responsible for what is
Uh,
happening?
this is what we call unseriousness of Ruto's government. So our president is saying that is not in charge of a country. That is what he's saying in short.
Yes.
People are being killed in my. This is let me paraphrase what he said. People are
Mhm,
being killed in my country, but I don't know who is killing them, and
mhm.
uh, and I'm not looking. I am still yet to get a report from the police who is killing these people in my country. Now,
And remember, Mzarendo,
yeah,
even the IG, the Inspector General of Police, has also said, I don't know who is doing this. The president has also said, I don't know. Yet they are not even giving us the timeline when
yeah,
they are going to arrest the criminals. The
yeah. The
other day
police.
we saw, the other
Mm.
day we saw the politician, a senior politician from Uganda, being abducted in our own country. Are we safe, Muzarendo? Are we safe as Kenyans?
I tell you that the reason why most Kenyans are abroad. Just the other day, I met a good friend, a professor who has moved with his family abroad, and I asked him, there are so many people in abroad who want to go back home, and this man told me, I am a professor. I was
Yes.
lecturing at the university. I have got a good job. I have got a business in Nairobi, and
Mm,
let me tell you, I am not going back to Kenya, and
mhm.
I have not found anything to do here yet.
Yes.
I can't lecture. Yes, I cannot lecture any university here, but
Mhm,
I am comfortable loaning my neighbor's house for
mhm.
$200. Yeah, for $200, rather than be in a country where uh, when I drop my chalk in the lecture
Yes.
from the lecture hall to go to my
Mhm,
house, I am not sure
mhm,
whether I will arrive safely. When I wake up, even if I arrive safely in my home, I am not
mm.
sure whether it will be demolished the next day. I am not even
Mhm.
sure whether we have got security. We will wake up with my children the next morning. So this is where we are as a country. We are not even dealing with economic matters right now. We are dealing with Kenyans killing each other. Can you imagine? We are not
Yeah.
dealing with economic. We are not even dealing with aggressions from other countries. We are dealing with aggressions from citizens who are rising up with the pangas, with the guns and all that, and killing
Yes.
other Kenyans in the name.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mzalendo. Just a minute. Allow me
Thank
talk
you.
to our viewers. Thank you so much, those that have joined and those that are joining. This is Afric 24. Please help us in subscribing to Afric 24. Continue following our debate. And also, in this show, we always let people air their views without fear or favor. This is a show where you are free to support a candidate of your choice, whether government or opposition. And this is a show where you will be given chance, equal chance to say what you have in your mind. And also on the comment side, if you have something you want to say, just feel free to say it, so long as you remain respectful. Those that want to join the show, we have put down the link on the comment section, and you can join here and come and say what you think. Today, we have witnessed a very unfortunate event where two young people have been found dead. Those who have been critical of the government, they were found in Kasarani, dead, and they will never come back to life. That is the situation that we are in as a country. We have had those that are supporting the government blaming those that are supporting the deputy president. This is not a time for blame game. It is the time for the government to tell us what is happening, who is behind the abductions of our young people. It is the time for us to demand for answers, not to beg the government, because the government is there to protect its citizens. And if they cannot do that, then they don't have anything to do with this nation. They don't even deserve to be in power. Mr. Muzarendo, you can proceed.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jeffrey. That is sad. If this, I always say that your last moment in life, when you are near a death, or when you're in a
Yes.
hospital bed, you're crying for the doctors to save your life. Now, these young men were crying for their life because of
Yes.
what they did on the internet, and they were crying for mercy to
Mm.
just to be spared. I believe they are heroes, and wherever they are, may their soul rest in peace. Their deaths will
Yes.
not go in vain. We will still remember them as political martyrs in Ruto's regime. That is how legacies are drawn, and that is how
Mm.
Ruto has planned to end his political legacy by murdering all these children. It is unfortunate, and the irony, and that is why so many people nowadays in Buru, they don't walk
Yes.
to church. Tomorrow is
Mm.
Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Ruto will be in a church.
Yes.
I believe he will be in
And
church
all other
with,
politicians, and all other
and all
politicians will be in
and all
charge.
other. Yes, they will be on church on Sunday, uh, praying to God and praying to the country. I don't know. This is blackmail. I don't know whether it is hypocrisy of the highest order. Your government is killing these kids, and yet tomorrow you'll be on the pulpit asking
Hmm.
God for what? That is
Hmm.
the sad reality of everything. Everything. God cannot even come to rescue of Ruto's government. That is the reason why it will have problems after problems. It has a good manifesto. It is launching everything. It is backfiring on him each and every other moment. And it is not because of the young people. It is because that God is saying enough is enough. You guys have to leave.
Mzalendo,
You, hmm?
Mzalendo, you are aware that I was a staunch supporter of Kenya Kwanza government. I supported Kenya Kwanza government. I campaigned for Kenya Kwanza government. I mobilized for Kenya Kwanza to form the government. But it has reached a point where we have to ask ourselves questions. What is happening? Is this what we expected? I also remember, Mzalendo, you were also a staunch supporter of William Ruto. But it has reached a point whereby we have to ask hard questions. Is this what we wanted? Is this what we voted for? Is this why we were campaigning for this government? Our viewers remember, after the general election, there were so many people who were killed during the Azimio protests that erupted in Kenya. We lost young people through the bullets from the police. After that, we had the young people, the Gen Zs. They were also crushed, and many of them lost their lives. We also had a scenario where dead bodies were being retrieved from a dam. So, what is happening? And now we are in another season whereby our young people who have been very vocal on the social media talking about the ills of the government are being kidnapped. Our viewers, it has reached a point where we have to ask our government direct questions. Because even if today we are blaming the president, and maybe you might be asking, why are they blaming the president? Why are they mentioning the president? Remember, he is our president. So whether he is invoked directly or not, there is what we say that someone is vicariously liable because he is our president at the end of the day. He is the one who is charged with the mandate of ensuring there is safety of all the citizens of Kenya. That is why we will keep on talking about the government of William Ruto. And it is the high time that the president take responsibility. It is not enough for him to say he is not aware. It is not enough for the IG of police to tell us he is not aware. He should be telling us how many people they have arrested and taken to court because of what is happening, period. So, Mzalendo, I was saying we have lost so many people under Kenya Kwanza government. During the Azimio protests, we lost so many people. During the Gen Z's demonstrations, we lost so many young people. And after that, we found that there were so many bodies that were being retrieved in a dam. Many bodies. They said that those bodies belonged to women. I don't know whether what they meant by that. Now, right now, today, 2 bodies of young people who were missing have been found. You can imagine somebody's child today is in the mortuary because of politics, because somebody don't want to be criticized, because somebody felt that he is being attacked by these young people. So, Mzalendo, I think it is the high time we tell the president and the government that you are supposed to be accountable to the citizens, because nobody whatsoever should lose his life because of power, because somebody want to retain power, or because somebody don't want to be criticized, or because someone want to rise to power or to popularity. It is very, very unfortunate. Mzalendo, proceed.
You see, Mburu, what is happening in the country is that we have a class of people who are not leaders
Yes.
but rulers. Yeah, these guys rule over us. If you hear your local MP talking before the Gen Z's uprising, some of them have just toned down because of the Gen
Yes.
Z's. But if you saw them talking, You see them chest thumping. I've seen leaders chest thumping and telling us, now that I am in parliament, but I will pass each and every bill that comes from the government. I don't even have to look at it. So long as it is coming from the government, I will pass it. And this is somebody who is paid by taxpayers, is employed by Kenyans, is showing you the middle finger that I don't care who you are. They're telling you, we don't care who you are. We are now in parliament. We make these laws. And this is the reason why even the president is just thumping, because he has members of the minority side supporting him. The people who are supposed to safeguard and check the government are now supporting the government of the day. So we are on our own. The executive cannot be checked by anybody again in in parliament. They are dining and whining with William Samoei Ruto. So you can imagine where we are as a country. We are in a country where the executive and parliament are talking the same language, and the judiciary by extension. So we could be saying that we have the judiciary on our side, but I'm not very sure about the judiciary of today. I am not
No, the
certain.
judiciary is not on the side. The judiciary is not on the side of common mwananchi. Today, the judiciary and the executive are sitting on the same table and agreeing on what to do together. Together with us, Mzalendo, if you may permit, we have Joram Wangira. Please, you can introduce yourself and give your opening remarks. The ground is yours. Unmute and tell us what you think. Today, the bodies of two young people were found dumped in Kasarani at Mwiki. Maybe you can tell us what you think about that.
Welcome. How are you, my brother? How are you, my brother?
I am very fine. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to my friend in the panel here.
He's Mzalendo.
Mzalendo.
Yes.
Oh, that's Mzalendo.
Yeah,
Mzalendo, how are you? Some of these things that are happening in this country, make me, wonder where we are headed to. There are things that are happening in this country that make me think that, we are in the era of Idi Amin Dada. Idi Amin Dada used to run a squad that was called the state. If you are a history student like me, Idi Amin Dada used to run a squad called the State Research Bureau. The State Research Bureau in Uganda was an equivalent of the special branch then. And it used to commit a lot of atrocities on the people of Uganda. And the main goal of the State Research Bureau in Uganda was to silence people so that people don't criticize, people don't speak out against the regime of President Idi Amin Dada. Over the last 6 months, some of the things that are happening in this country, are geared towards making Kenyans afraid. I was on another platform, and I was telling somebody that, during Daniel Toroitich arap Moi's time, there was this whisper that walls had ears, walls. When I talk about walls, W-A-L-L, had ears. So, nobody was trusting anybody. And, I tend to think that, we are headed there. Because how do you explain some of these things that are happening in the Republic of Kenya? For example,
it's very unfortunate.
For example, the disappearance of the young people. We have a national police service that is paid by the exchequer. And if you look at the Constitution of Kenya, if you look at the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the mandate of the police is very, very clear. It's about safety of the common mwananchi. It's about law and order. It's about investigation. Those are their mandate. So you cannot tell me that we have like five, six young people who have been away from their families for the last 2 weeks, and the police are not giving us the direction on what could have happened to these young people. And now look at the 3 bodies. Yesterday there was 1 body that was found. Today there were 2 bodies that have been found. What type of a signal? What type of a signal? What type of a signal is this thing telling us? What type of a signal is it? We have lived in this country for a long time. Some of us are now in our 50s, but we have never seen some of these things that are happening today. But despite those happenings, the political class, to them is business as usual. For example, you'll see them, go to a funeral like the way they were in Bungoma yesterday, and they will say that some of these so-called abductions, they are stage managed, they are fake, they are not there, they are being engineered by the former deputy president of the Republic of Kenya regarding Gachagua. So if the ruling class, let me call them the ruling class, if the ruling class, don't seem to care, what is happening, in the life of, the people they are supposed to govern, then you wonder where we are headed to as a country. You saw that old man from Embu, the father to one of the young men who were abducted, the way he was crying in court. The way he was crying in court. If you saw that clip. But still there are people like Atuoli who can appear, stand in an open gathering, and they claim that some of these things are stage managed. How are they stage managed? Then there's another one who is telling
our politicians.
There's another one like
Mr. Joram, our politicians are so insensitive that yesterday they were saying that these young people are kidnapping themselves, and they should tell us how can someone kidnap himself and kill himself. So the government is running away from its responsibility of being accountable to the citizens. The government is supposed to tell us exactly who is kidnapping our young people, who is abducting our young people.
Let me tell you, this is not a new script. I remember when the late Dr. John Robert Ouko was assassinated in 1990, there was that claim that he shot himself.
Yes.
Until, the Scotland Yard, investigators, disputed that particular theory. There was that issue that, he shot himself. So, this issue of they saying that, the young men are abducting, or themselves is one way of trying to distract us, from the real issue. Because, the real issue, because where I stand, I tell people that, we have now moved from what we call the economic concerns to our personal safety concern. Because, when your safety is not guaranteed, you don't care so much about the economy. You now move to, safeguarding your security. And, that's where the people of Kenya are being pushed to care so much about their safety. Because, you don't know, who will come after you. For example, I'm conversant with, Article 49 or the rights of the arrested persons. Are these guys who are abducting people, adhering to Article 49, sorry? Are they adhering to it? You'll be told they don't adhere to any of it. They will come, pick you, throw you into their car, and nobody will know where they are taking you to. So as a country, we are in a very, very wrong place. And if we don't shout out, they say at such a moment as a nation, this is the time that we need to come out in large numbers and shout out. Because if we continue remaining silent, such things are likely to continue happening.
Our viewers, those are sentiments of Mr. Joram Wangira. that what is happening in Kenya is unfortunate. We are going to take a minute break. Then when we come back, Teacher's Craft is going to tell us what he has in mind. This is Afrique 24. Feel free to drop your comment on the comment section. And also you can join the show through the link on the comment section. Thank you so much for joining. Let us keep on talking, because we have to talk to our government. We have to talk to each other. And that's the only way that we can bring change to our country. Hello, how are you?
Yes.
I am in the show. It's okay, you can say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Teacher's Craft, this is your time. Tell us what you think about what is happening in Kenya. Today, 2 bodies of the young people were found dumped in Kasarani. What is your take on that? You're most welcome.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yes.
Introduce yourself and tell us what
Thank
you
you.
think.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, yes. I work privately as a teacher. I interact with
Yes.
the articles
Yes.
of abductions, and
Mhm.
we also do have some essays for our students on this same very topic. So what I wanted to find out from the legal team,
Yes.
if we have the legal people, if an abduction is state-sponsored and it has every indication that the state is involved, and the police have some information, including the DCI, that these things are happening, what remedy, what avenues do the
Yes.
ordinary people, the society have? There are some young people who had devised ways to prevent
Yes.
being abducted at will. I mean, sorry, the inverse, without your consent.
Yes.
So if you are driven to a destination which you would not wish to be there, what do you have legally? What
Yes.
recourse do you have as a private citizen? Because there are times when somebody can disappear and this individual is held without communication from his family, friends, peers, and if that person is employed and working, it could have ramifications even at his workplace.
Yes.
So sometimes you do have these things which are happening, and you can see a foreign hand, the hand of the state, the hand of the police, the hand of hired, I call them mercenaries, or the hired militia who choose, who are there for hire. You could
Yes.
easily abduct someone using people who you have paid some money. So what recourse, what avenues do you have? I would like somebody from the legal team to
Yes,
take us
they will
through
be
this
joining us.
point.
Miss Elem will be joining
Yes.
us shortly, and also he'll be in a position to give his view based on law. And I think now where we are as Kenyans, we feel helpless. And it's unfortunate that the government is just behaving like the common mwananchi. When we feel restless or helpless because we don't have the power to arrest, the power to arrest is with the government. So that when the government is not doing its work, and the government is also lamenting when we are also lamenting, the government is crying together with us, then where do we run to? It's very unfortunate, teacher, that I watched one of the video clip, when one young man was being arrested. He was crying for help. He was shouting for help. But the people who were abducting him, they had guns. So even the public feared to go even closer to the abductees. So that is the situation that we are in. We can be helpless as the common people because we don't have guns, but the government is the custodian of all the power, the weapons and all that. Does it mean that these people who are abducting our people are very strong than our government? Is our government helpless just like any other person? That is the big question that I'm asking myself.
Yes.
Our viewers are free to put down your comment on the comment section. I don't know. Somebody should write a comment. I want to know because I haven't seen any comment so far. And I can see that we have so many viewers together with us. And also you are free to join us on the panel. And you are also free to come on video. We want to hear what you have to say, because it is through such forums that we can talk to our government. We can talk to each other, because even the good book says, come, let us reason together. What is happening? Our country. Thank you so much, Riz M, because I can see your comment down there. You are saying Kenyans only talk, no action. For how long? Yes, Riz, I also want you to come and tell us what you think we should do, because I also agree with you. It is the time of action. Thank you so much. Teacher, you can proceed to say what you are saying.
Yes, thank you so much. I am normally very careful to blame the police. The reasons are twofold. The police are the steel boot of the establishment. The police are the steel boot of the establishment, which means they step only where there is authorization. They are given, they receive orders from somewhere and act on behalf of particular parties. So some books have described them as the steel boot of the establishment. So you cannot go anywhere without the blessing of the political class or somebody who was given direct orders. So to blame them directly could be, we normally ask, what is in it for them to abduct? When you look at the police itself, so you'll discover there's very little. So there should be somebody behind them pushing this agenda, which is outside the law. Yes. So with that in mind,
they can only be ordered to act in a certain manner.
Yes, correct. So it is very difficult for them to be somewhere without an express order or express authority from a certain quarter. So with that in mind, we normally have, we are left to our own devices, because sometimes you choose to blame them and you discover the people who are effecting this order are constables. When you look at the ranks of the police force, these are very low in the pecking order. So when you ask yourself what's in it for them, it can only mean they have been given orders. So to that extent, they are exempt. So the best.
So, teacher, do you teach in the secondary school, high school, or you are a lecturer?
I do private teaching.
Okay.
Yes, because the students are not conventional students. Only for particular things they would wish to learn. Yes. Yes, but it is a tertiary institution.
Oh, good, great. Thank you so much for coming and also sharing your views on what is happening in our country, Kenya. Our viewers, this is Afrique 24. Remember to subscribe to Afrique 24. This is your show.
Yes.
Where all the time you are free to say what you have in mind. We let you criticize. We let you give your views freely without fear. We let you support whoever you want to support, so long as you do it respectfully. With us, we also have Jackson, and we want to hear what he has to say. The floor is yours, sir. Today, we had a very unfortunate event where two bodies of very young people who have been criticizing the government were found dumped in Kasarani at Mwiki. And yesterday, we also had another scenario of another body. So, sir, we also want to hear what you have in mind. The floor is yours.
Okay, from my side, I want to ask you if let's say that watu wanaongelelea story abduction, mara unasikia saa zingine mara.
Yeah, you can increase your voice.
Yes, you are talking about Gachagua. Sasa nikuulize, if is you, so you want to tell me wapi umeona pahali Gachagua amechorwa ndio Gachagua atafute mtu? That's the first thing. Kitu yenye tumekuwa tukiona, ndio sisi vijana ndio tumekuwa tukikosa anyway, we can't say that tuko right at all. The first thing lazima tusimamie, lakini ukikosewa nafaa ufuate ile njia mzuri hata ya kufanyia mtu, because by the time mimi wakati mimi and say like say mimi I'm now for now I'm 28 years old, then upcoming year ikue budangu amefanyia mtu mwingine kitu kibaya kama hicho, can you remember huyu mtu at the end of the day atakuwa ameshikiliwa. Unaona kitu kama hiyo? Kuna kitu our president should come out and tell us the truth, who is doing abduction, because these are the things that are being zimekuwa zikionyeshwa, ni vitu zenye ziko live. Unaona hata ukijana mwenye alishikwa kama ametoka church, there is a camera there near church ilionyesha. So si eti sasa eti tunajua, but these are the things that are being happen.
Yes.
So on my side mimi na hii story ni kitu yenye serikali anajua.
Yes.
Lakini wangefuatilia wajue na kina nani wamepewa hii kazi, cause hii kazi haiko under ni ya serikali, lakini mepia watu wengine wanaifanya. Cause if you are telling me that even police hawajui, DCI they don't know where these people are being going, haya wengine wanapatikana pa Mwiki, I'm staying here next baba dogo here, then hapo juu. So isha hata life yetu iko noma, unacheki. There are some of the things that inafaa iangaliliwe polepole, na kama mtu amekosa ashikwe na apeleke kwa court na afungwe kama watu wanajua. Si ati mtu anachukuliwa then unasikia ati mtu alikufa somewhere. Unaona in fact inauma sana kama tuko
yeah, you can imagine someone directing a gun to somebody's child without mercy and terminating his life forever. Because of power, because of politics. I think there should be no reason whatsoever why someone should kill another. Hiyo ni unyama wa hali ya juu sana. And I said yesterday that government is very temporary, because the government is mandated to be there for 5 years. So that's very temporary. Somebody's life can go up to 100 and beyond. Sasa utaua mtu kwa sababu ya kazi ya miaka 5. I mean, that is not being logical. So, Jackson, continue saying what you were saying.
So, on my side, sasa nikitaka niongee then, ile kitu yenye kuongelea sana. Vijana sisi tumekuwa watu wabaya kabisa. Because unapata like there is a picture I saw today the media don't want to talk about, but ilikuwa ya unapata ni bibi ya president, unapata amewekwa hapo, just imagine Cinderella na chupi. I think kama leo Facebook and hapa May kulikuwa kumewekwa hapo hivyo. Like that is hiyo sio respect kabisa. Lakini mtu akitaka kufuatiliwa vizuri anafaa kushikwe na aonyeshwe huyu jamaa ameshikwa, amepelekwa koti, amefunguliwa kesi fulani, unaona?
And that's what we are saying. We are not saying that these young people, all of them are innocent. Some of them are going overboard. Some of them are overstepping. Kwa sababu si pia tumeona wengine wamechora president akiwa kwa coffin, akiwa akizikwa, akiwa amekufa. I think that is extreme. But also, hivyo ndivyo governor Natembeya alikuwa anasema, hata kama wanafanya hivyo hawastahili kufa, maana kuna sheria. Kama mtu ame overstep kisheria anastahili ashikwe na ashtakiwe. Kama ni kufungwa afungwe, koti iamue kuliko kuua.
Because
I
even
think
if
that's the point you're driving.
Iza tunataka nikuulize. Eti sasa oda itoke, eti yote mwenye atapatikana anashika mtu ovyo ovyo auliwe. Unadhani watu wangapi raia wangapi wako Kenya than serikali? Itakuwa poa, itakuwa vibaya. Tutakuwa tumeharibu tutakuwa tumeharibu hata kaunti yetu. Itakuwa haina hata yani hata we don't have even friends that can come, even hakuna watu wanaweza tutembelea cause watakuwa wanasema Kenya is not a country. Unaona? So kitu yenye iko
Kimani Ichung'wah, I think yesterday said that those that are abducting people are the people of Gachagua. He said that it is Gachagua who is doing that so that they can blame the government. And I'm saying, if they, because they are the government, they have the power, they have the DCI and the CID and all the investigative authority. Hata kama ni Gachagua, he is not above the law. We want to see him being arrested. They take the evidence to the court that indeed this is the person doing that. We don't want just to hear people lamenting and crying together with us, even those that are supposed to give us answers. You know
what we need evidence. The only thing we need is evidence. Hakuna vile unaweza sema ati mtu amefanya, hata mtu ameiba kuku yako unasema ati aliiba kuku, but you don't have that evidence. Uweze mfunga.
Yes, our viewers, this is Africa 24. You can join us in the show by clicking the link which I have already put on the comment section. You are free to come here, and we are not here to fight the government. We are here to talk to each other and also to talk to our government and also to say the things that we feel should be fixed in our country. So whether you support the government, the opposition, or whoever, you are free to join us, and we will respect your views. We will give you equal time to say what you have in mind. And if you don't want to come on the show, you can put down your comment on the comment section because we want to hear what you have to say. I am going to read your comment just like I have done to this one of Liz. That is what Liz said. When you put down your comment, I will show it to the public. And in this show, we have people across the world. Many of our viewers are also in diaspora, and people need to hear what Kenyans have to say about the events that are happening in our country. Teacher, maybe you have something else to say about the abductions. As a teacher, how do you feel when you see your student or the young people being abducted without any information being given to the public?
Thank you so much. There is a feeling among the youth and the young people of being not part of the process which will deliver them from the problems we have. So sometimes you think that leaders are acting independently of consulting the youth through appropriate forums. You could start a program that would wish to elevate the lives of the young people. But again, you exclude them in the planning. So with this simmering discontent, people are not happy. So it normally yields to a generation that is bound to resist or use other methods to be heard. So we have a leadership that when they go on forums, they lack etiquette. Sometimes when somebody speaks, you wonder if he is speaking out of, did he think before he chose to speak? he is polarizing. He is having an opinion which is outside our normal decorum.
Yes.
So we normally struggle. We struggle. I don't like the abductions, especially if they are mounting in number, because it.
Now, teacher, I want to ask you a question. Now that the government is not giving any solution to the problem that we are having, the IG of police has distanced himself and has said the police are not aware of any abduction. He said he has not given any order to anybody whatsoever to abduct the people who have been criticizing the government. The president has distanced himself. The opposition has also distanced itself from what is happening. What do you think Kenyans should do, or where should we run to, according to your knowledge? What do you think? What is the option for us as the commoners?
Pressure always works. Pressure always works, and it is not conventional pressure. Not only the demos, and there are so many other avenues to push people to make them hear you. So, for example, we have platforms where we are engaging like this one. We could also boycott meetings and other forums by the government, especially the leaders. Do not give them space on podiums. Let them appear like they are isolated. So the leaders really like audiences. So once you cut that duct from them, it is enough pressure for them to start listening. I'll give you an example. You could arrive in a stadium with a public event, and a certain leader walks in and everyone walks out. So that sends a message to them. With the cameras rolling in this age of social media, surely that will be enough pressure for them to start listening. Remember,
have you seen, teacher, have you seen the pictures? Have you seen the pictures of these young people who were found dead? Yesterday we had one, today we had two, and especially with me here, I'm having a picture of Ian Sigoi, very handsome young man. But this guy is gone. He is gone. He is gone forever.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so unfortunate. Nobody would like to be in the shoes of the family of Ian and the others. It is a very, very unfortunate incident, and that trajectory is not sustainable. Whichever angle you look at it, we should just mount the pressure. The avenues are many, because what we discovered is this. You remember some time back when there was a lot of pressure to pass the finance bill, and the parliamentarians walked to parliament and passed it. Do you know when the president withdrew it, they started clapping?
Yes.
So when they started, what does that show you? That they can yield to pressure. They can yield to pressure.
Right now, do you think the government is so bitter with the people because of the criticisms that is receiving from the public? Because when you go to the social media platforms, there are so many people, there are in thousands, who are criticizing the government. When you go to the villages and the towns and everywhere, is it that the president or the Kenya Kwanza government has failed, or people are unfair to the government? Has the Kenya Kwanza government become so unpopular among its citizens? What do you think?
Unfortunately, they don't listen. They live in a world where, unfortunately, I don't know, but there is this feeling that they are on the right path, and they are unpopular because they are doing the right things. So, of which we have even been told the results of the things they are doing now, we will enjoy them in the future. Just like we enjoyed what Kibaki did posthumously after his death. So that is where the brains of the government is. But you see, it's a very wrong approach. There is that feeling among them that sisi tuko sawa. In fact, there is a popular term now, calling the demonstrators watoto and the Gen Zs. Tell their parents like us to go and talk to their children. You see, to talk to a 22-year-old, this is not a child. We have some of them doing very serious courses like chemical, chemical engineering. So someone like that is not a child actually. He has done the first year, second year, third year. He's about to complete his course and coursework.
Yes. Is it that teacher, I had the I heard the president talk to the parents, and he told them to talk to their children, because to him he feels like these young people who are criticizing the government misbehaving, it's like they don't have good morals, they don't have good upbringing. What do you have to say about that? Is it that there is moral decay among the young people, or what is happening, or what do you think about the statement of the president?
Yes, for us who interact with the young people on a daily basis, there are so many ideas that we people can use, and definitely they are not children. So to call somebody a child, it means you are putting him in a small box somewhere in a corner where you can give instructions and try to mold his line of thought. So it's like that person is not even a brick which can build a house. That mold, you want to control the mold, the thinking of that individual. They are definitely not children, and they have ideas which could help. For example, if you sit with them in a room and ask them, what do you consider priorities for Kenya now? They'll tell you, correct the poor education system, look at the healthcare, look at jobs for the youth as a matter of priority. Then once you are through with that, deal with the corruption and solve our problems. So you see, those are not children talking. Yes, but when you put
together with us, teacher, together with us, we have Jeremiah Omodi, and we want to hear what he has to say. Our viewers, this is Afric 24. Remember to subscribe to Afric 24 if you have not subscribed. And in Afric 24, we let everybody so what he or she have in mind, and you are free to join us at any time. The link is there on the comment section. If you cannot join us on the panel, you can put down your comment, and I'm going to read your comment to the public. And as I said, we have people watching across the world. We have people watching from the United States of America, UK, Australia, Germany, and everywhere. And they want to hear what you have to say tonight. Mr. Omondi, you have very good video. If you can rejoin me again with the video, I would really appreciate. Come and tell us what you think about the kidnappings that are happening in Kenya. Yesterday, a body of one young man was found dead, and today 2 bodies were found dumped at Kasarani. We want to hear what you have to say, what you think is happening in our country. You are most welcome, Mr. Omondi. Tell us what you think.
Asante sana, Jeff. I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Nimeshukuru. And I had something to tell you during the last session, but we'll end offline before I could speak. So I still I still have
Sorry,
a
I'm here today. I'm here today. We will proceed with that. Yes.
That was another discussion, but on a lighter note, pleasure seeing you again, and teacher Craft.
Yes.
Yes, pleasure meeting you as well. Sasa, in all honesty, I think that it's very unfortunate that Kenya is in a situation where wanton kidnapping and wanton killing of citizens is rampant, and it's even worse that the kidnapping and the said killings are perceived to be at the hands of the government, that whose part of their sole responsibility is to secure the safety of Kenyans and their property. It is very unfortunate that we are having to deal with these types of incidences at this point in the history of our country, 60 plus years since we got independent, quote unquote. And it is even worse that the political class that should be stepping in to help speak up against these types of acts by the whoever the perpetrators are, seem to be making this to be a political, chess game where they criticize when it suits them politically and support in the same breath when it suits them politically. It is very, very unfortunate, and it's a very scary period for any parent to have a Gen Z tech savvy and politically interested child, because you don't know what happens. As much as the president and everyone else says that parents need to tame their children not to do these things, like the previous speaker said, these are not children. These are people we have invested money in taking them to school. And one of the things we expect out of that education that they have attained in school is for mental independence. They can think for themselves. They can analyze situations. They can look at what needs to be done. So we have to be concerned as parents of these Gen Zs that because you don't know, one day it would be somebody's son, the next day it's your son. So it's very, very concerning. And with that said, Jeff, there is a saying where I come from that goes like this. Ise ogwang, tise gweno. Okay? What that means...
You can repeat it again? You can say it again?
Ise gweno, tise ogwang. Okay? So what that means is that, and just to explain it first before I explain the analogy, what it means that uko shago, uko na kuku yako, na uko na compound, okay? So you expect that your chicken should be roaming around within the compound. But in the situation where the chicken roams away from the compound, too far away, and then the mongoose devours the chicken. Okay? You don't just blame the mongoose. You also have to blame the chicken. Why did the chicken stay too far away from the compound? Right? At the same time, why did the mongoose devour my chicken? So you blame both on equal measure. Hence the saying, Ise ogwang, tise gwen. Now, what I mean to say that... Yes, you blame the chicken for straying too far away from the compound, but also you blame the mongoose from eating your chicken. So each one of them has some level of blame. Now, where I'm heading with that is that, like I said, we have invested so much money and time and other resources in educating these young people. And you expect that they should be reasonable, they should be, people able to analyze situations. Like somebody once said, there is political, there's freedom of speech, right?
Yes.
But then that freedom comes with the responsibility. Okay? I think
Yes.
that as our youths try to keep this administration on toes, it is only fair that they stay on point and focus on the issues that need to be addressed. I have an issue with where we have some of these young people portraying the president, in a casket, or
Yes.
saying statements to the effect that he should be dead or is dead. No, that type of rhetoric.
Yes.
I think that if I had a son, a Gen Z, I would sit with them and tell them, I really love what you're doing by keeping the
Yeah.
administration on top. But let's stay on point. Let's not go to a point where at the end of the day, we are trying to say the president should be dead or the president is dead and things like that. Because remember, at the core of it,
Yes.
this is a father, this is a wife, a husband, this is a brother to someone. So in that scenario, and that's where, in my own understanding, the analogy
Yes.
that I've just given of Iseo Bueno, Tiseo Gwan comes into play. We blame the government
Yes.
for these abductions and killings and everything that the government is doing, but at the same time,
Yes.
we also have to blame these young people for going overboard and going out of topic and starting to have
Yes.
this hurtful and personally infringing content towards the person of the president, where we are portraying him in a casket and things like that. I would not have a problem if a Gen
Yes.
Z stays on point and says Ruto aende, very fair. Ruto tosha, very fair. And then say why you want them to go and why you want them out. For me, we have to
Yes.
really be, we have to address both sides. As we're addressing the government to stop this, we also need to let our Gen Zs understand that their freedom of speech comes with a level of responsibility. And they have to really be sure that their content is not personally
Yes.
hurtful to the person of the president, but addressing the
Yes.
issues at hand. That is my position.
That's great. And I also have the same sentiments. And I think even the other panelists who were here, they say the same, that the government or whoever is abducting the young people is doing wrong, because nobody should die because of a mistake. Because we have government, we have the three arms of government, we have the judiciary, and we have the executive, and we have our police forces, and we are supposed to arrest them when they go overboard and take them to court. And somebody said that what they are doing, they are overstepping, they are going overboard sometime. Drawing the cartoons, that is okay. You can draw a cartoon, but putting the president in a casket and conducting, showing the burial site and the grave and all that, I agree with you, Mr. Omonde, that is totally wrong. But having said that, that does not warrant the government or anybody to feel bad to the extent of killing that young child or that young youth. We should spare our young people. We should correct them when they go wrong. We should correct them with love. And that's why we have these institutions. So let nobody be kidnapped. Let nobody be tortured. Let nobody be taken through a process that person is not protected, or that process is not protected under the law, because that shows that our country is not civilized enough. That shows that we don't respect the rule of law. That shows that sometimes the government suspects the Constitution. That shows sometimes as if we are in a banana republic, not an organized society. So let us always follow the due procedure. When people overstep, when people make mistakes, when people commit crimes, there is a procedure that is supposed to be followed. But kidnapping people is barbarism. Kidnapping people shows that you are not supposed to be anywhere near power, because that is misuse of authority. That is why we are saying, as much as young people can be wrong in one way or the other, they should not be killed. Nobody should ever think of terminating another person's life, because life is very, very precious. And we don't have spare part. When I die, I die. I'm gone forever. So by so doing, you are hurting families by killing somebody. Maybe some of those are even married. They have children. You have made their children to be fatherless, to be suffering for almost their entire life because they don't have a father, to miss good upbringing, to miss a fatherly love. So when you kill one person, you hurt so many people. You hurt a whole society. You hurt a nation because you don't know what this young person was likely to become. That is why I always condemn anybody who think of terminating another person's life. And remember, you who have killed these children, you also have children. And if you don't have, you will also have children one day. And the same fate that you have caused those families to go through, the same pain, one day you pay, and you pay even more, even harder. You're gonna go through a lot of pain for the things that you did in secret, thinking that karma will never get to you. I want to tell, whether you're in government or wherever you are, or even if you think you are hiding so much, remember there is also God in heaven, and He will make sure that you pay. We may not even know. The government might not even tell us. The government might not even have the interest of investigating who has killed our people, our young people, our youth, who is doing that. But there is someone who sees everything that happens under the sun. So, Mr. Omondi, today, right now, is 11:52. We have 8 minutes. My plan was to have a 1.5 hour show, and we only have 8 minutes. Maybe you can give us your closing remarks. Our viewers, we're gonna proceed tomorrow, Sunday. It is today at around 9 p.m. and we will be having like 5 hours show as we continue to discuss and to break down what is happening in Kenya. This is Afrique 24. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to put down your comment, and I'll show people what you have in mind. Don't fear to say what you have in mind, because if we fear, we will not rectify what is wrong in our government and in our country. And it's only when we are able to speak freely and to talk to each other that people can understand where they are going wrong. Mr. Jeremiah Omondi, can you give us your final remarks, and if there is something else you would like to add today?
Asante, Jeff. I don't have much remarks.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to see other panelists come in, have a good debate. But
Yes.
let's see tomorrow night how it goes, and look forward to tomorrow's discussion. Today, let's if you have any Gen Z who you think is tech savvy and
Yes.
politically, conscious or aware, let's give them that sensible advice that you
Yes.
have freedom of speech, but remember
Yes.
that freedom comes with the responsibility. So whatever you
Yes.
put out there, be sure that is not something that will create backlash or heat for you. And not to say be afraid, just be
Yes.
cautious. As long as you are saying you are staying on point. You are staying on the issue at hand, and you are voicing your legitimate concerns. I don't think anyone will come after you. But when you go out and put out the content like what you mentioned, portraying the president in a casket and burial and things like that, be sure that somebody will come after you. And if you do it on social media, these guys have a very, very elaborate web of knowing how to get you. Like now in Nairobi, 90% of our power bill we pay through tokens, right? So no matter how much you hide, they will just know where do you pay your token from, which number, which is the token number. They will straight to your door. They might miss the exact door. It could be G1, but the other, your house is G2. But they will get there. If they want to track on your phone, they will get you. On that phone, if you're using your computer, they will get you. So if the government wants to get you using your technological footprint, they will catch you at your door. They will hawatafika kwa mlango. Sasa watakuja kuuliza ati yo nani, upate fununu ati yo unatafuta hapana, utawashtukia sasa ile wamefika kwa mlango yako. So we have to be able to own the content that we put out there. We have to make sure that we are staying on point. We are staying on message, so that we are addressing the issue at hand and not, portraying images that
there is someone here. There is someone, Mr. Omondi. There is someone who is asking you a question. In this is Karen Onyoka is asking, are you supporting abductions, Mr. Omondi? Maybe you can answer that question from Onyoka.
Good question, listener. I'm not supporting abductions.
Yes.
But I'm saying, don't give them a reason to come to abduct you.
Yes.
Don't give them a reason to come to abduct you. I'm not supporting abduction by any measure.
Yes.
I'm not supporting abduction. I am completely 100% against abductions. But what I'm saying is that they don't just come to abduct anyone and anyone out of the streets. They know who they are abducting. So don't give them a reason to come to abduct you. And hence what I'm saying, stay on message. Bring your points across, say them very succinctly, be very vivid, be very brave, but say a message that does not make somebody have a reason to come looking for you. Because you know what, at the end of the day, these abductors, whoever they are Kenyans. They're also feeling the pain, but they are people who are operating under, command. So there is some command structure. They are there to some command structure. And if we send, enda uchukue nani, they will come. Because whoever is sending them is expecting them to come back with a result. Now, if you don't give them a reason to come for you, uko tu sawa, your message will still get across, but they don't have a reason to come after you because you haven't given them a reason to. So for the question, the listener, I'm not supporting abduction. Let me be very clear on that. But I'm saying, do not give them a reason to come to abduct you.
That's very good point. And our viewers, that I totally agree with Mr. Omondi that it is wrong for the government or for anybody to abduct another because of any mistake that that person has committed. But at the same time, let us also act responsibly. Don't go overboard. Don't overstep, because we also have the feeling that sometimes our young people, they go to the extreme edge, like putting the president in a coffin and conducting his burial and all that kind of things. But there are some other cartoons that are not very extreme, like the Kasongo and like the other cartoons. They are also drawn even in America and world over. And also the government should not be very sensitive that they should not allow anyone to talk against them or to criticize them or to correct them. Let us be a civilized society. Both our political class and the common mwananchi, we should be responsible enough so that our nation will be respected. And I beg to add the discussion about abductions there, and we have remained within the topic. But Mr. Omondi, there was something you wanted to talk about yesterday. Maybe we can touch on that maybe for a few minutes. You can jog my mind on that.
That was from the previous, not yesterday, from the previous session. And I'm forgetting it, but I know that I really wanted to answer a question that's an issue that you are addressing at that time. I'll try and remember it for tomorrow. I'll bring it up tomorrow.
Great. Our viewers, that marks the end of Africa discussion tonight. And remember to subscribe to Africa 24. And also, we appreciate so much for your support. We feel encouraged every time we come here. We get people listening to us. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a very serious debate on the happenings in our country. Thank you so much.